Dan Mansour, good morning, my friend. How are you?
Morning, same to you, bro. What's up? How you
Very
doing?
good. You know, another day in paradise, hanging out in Fall River, Massachusetts. The weather is actually turning into like sunny weather outside, so it's good. Where
Yeah,
are you at today, Dan?
I'm in Woodbridge, New Jersey, man. And
Woodbridge, New Jersey.
weather's good, and it was a little cold out here. I don't know if it was cold with you yesterday.
It was a little chilly,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
not as bad as it was last week or the week before. So,
Yeah,
so we're
right.
doing good, man. So, what have you been working on, Dan? I know you are the king of money. You collect money, you pass money along. What have you been doing recently to collect money? What is your play been?
So I've been raising money for real estate. Got about $500,000.
Hey,
Also have um I also got real estate line of credit for investors they could also have their own $500,000 as well.
really?
Yeah.
I like how you come as soon as you talk about, you know what I got for investors is starting a little.
I'm always thinking about my piece, man.
I love it, dude. So
So,
what is this? What is this line of credit? How are you pulling this off? Like, where does it derive from?
so it's derived from the asset. So the lender will give 90% of the loan to the real estate, whether you're fixing,
Yep.
purchase. So the investor would just have to come up with 10. And if the investor doesn't have that 10,
Yep.
then we have the private funds, the gap funds that I've raised, and we could use that toward the deals as well.
Really? So is this
Yeah.
for new deals, just for refinancing? What is the interest rate on something like this?
The interest rate is going to be competitive, whatever it is right now. So it could
Yep.
be anywhere from 7 to 12%.
Yep.
Um, there's a couple of different factors. If you have good credit scores, you'll have a lower rate,
Yep.
and it's a revolving line, so you
Yep.
could use it on multiple deals at the same time.
Very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. Dan, so I'm always fascinated by some of the products you're putting out. How many people have you been working with that have actually closed on these products? Because that's one of the pieces that we're always concerned about in real estate. Because we get a lot of guys who, although I don't know them as well as I know you, but like a lot of guys who come in and they say, hey, I got this product. They're money lenders, right? But they don't always close. A lot of them have the issue of actually closing. What would you say your closing rate is, and how are you getting your deals to close when other guys can't?
Um, I've been getting my investors loans and deals closed with the all the other products. This product has been available,
Yep.
but I decided to put it in my book of services. So,
Yep.
you know, it's been around. It's not a new program, so it's just another loan product that most people don't know about. So,
Right. So what product are you seeing move fastest right now? What are you seeing investors? Maybe not recently. Actually, that's probably two questions. In the past, what were investors really using with you? And then what are you seeing investors shift to if they're shifting?
I'm seeing more shifting towards private money.
Yep.
That's where a lot of them are going to. Because the hard money lenders have changed their guidelines. So the investors are looking towards that. So this product would really definitely fit the market where it is right now.
Very cool. Very cool. And you
Yep.
know what? Perfect example. Um, I've been doing the same, right? We used to rely heavily on hard money, and recently we've been shifting over to private money just because it's more stable, less requirements, more stable, and interest rates are a little bit lower on the private side. So it's definitely a better product at the moment. So a line of credit, and I'm doing a line of credit on one of my properties right now for the same exact reasons. It's just easier to work with, and the requirements are less because we're
Yep.
still buying. For us, this situation with COVID has not stopped us from buying. It hasn't changed anything other than scaring the lenders. But our property still makes sense. Our deals still cash flow. They're worth buying for us. Um, all that slowed us down is okay. We got to find different partners for our money now because the banks are slowing down, the hard money guys. But that said, they're still lending. They're just more requirements.
Okay. So
So
what about where you seeing the market with the retailers or the end buyers on that?
they're still buying strong. This is, if nothing else, COVID-19 has made people realize they want a safe place to be, right? So, in typical of every spring comes around, summer, they know summer's around the corner, the warm weather, they want to have yards, they want their own privacy. We're seeing more demand on the buy side. We're seeing more buyers. They're just having a little bit of a harder time finding property because the sellers have pulled off the market. Because
Okay.
just like the buyers, the sellers are seeing the same value in their properties right now, saying, you know what, thank God I have a place. Thank God I've
Right.
got a place to live during all of this. And some of them were in foreclosure. Those foreclosures have not hit the market. So we're seeing that the market, because now the banks are forgiving all foreclosures. So there's this gap that's been created, this artificial gap that's been created by the government and by this all the programs they're putting out of property that is off market when it should be on market.
Right.
And people are afraid of letting us in their houses. So there's this fear around sellers who are older. They're in that our motivated sellers are typically between 60 and 80 years old. So they're in that range of we should really be careful and not be letting people into our homes. So those homes are staying off market when in reality they actually are in a desperate situation and want to sell it. But with the forgiveness on foreclosure and with the extra money the government sent, those people are going to extend a little bit longer. So we're seeing that inventory is low and demand is high. Buyers
Right.
want what the sellers have, and the sellers want to keep it too.
Okay, I got you.
So it's
So,
almost like a pause. There's a lot of activity still going on, but there's this stretch in the real estate transactions where people just don't have to sell right now. It's there's been a lot of resetting, if you will, in the real estate mortgage industry where
right,
single family owners are not getting kicked out. So it's going to happen again. It's going to happen inevitably, but we're talking probably a year out or
gotcha.
a year and a half before we see a lot of those houses come back.
Okay.
So it's
Now,
yep.
so now, we spoke a couple months ago. I wanted to follow up you on that loan program that you were working on. And I wanted to see how that came about.
I wish it closed. He's If we had done it a month earlier, we probably would have closed. This is exactly what I'm talking about, right? Money
Uh,
lender situation, and they got a product, and now with it just happened right at the point where everything was tail spinning. So now the financial markets are resetting, and
right.
we're talking to our lender often. Every week we send him a little text. He sends us a little text, says, yep, we should have something by Friday. Every week we should have something by Friday. We should have something by Friday. So the resetting on rates and finding a lender who will actually deliver on the products has been a struggle for him. I'm sure you're seeing the same thing. You work with a lot of investors, and I'm sure you're hunting now who's still got an appetite for deals, who's still lending,
Yeah.
what are the new regulations now, what are you requiring, what are you
Hmm.
finding that a lot of your investors have shifted to for requirements?
Pretty much full doc.
Yeah.
Whoever's still in the game, they went to full doc.
Yep.
They want to see more down payment.
Yep.
Um, and of course, higher credit scores.
Yeah.
So that part's been pretty busy for me, and just marketing and getting investors as well as business owners the profile they need to get funding. So
Yep.
that's what I've been seeing.
What are you seeing? So of all the investors you had before, the people who would lend you money, who's dried up, like percentage wise? Would you say it's half? Would you say it's a quarter? Or is it more and now you're really hunting to find those people who still have that appetite?
I'd say about half.
Yeah.
About half, yeah. You
So
know,
this wiped out a lot of the less serious lenders, and you've got just the real players in the game still.
yeah. And the
That
ones
makes
that
sense.
are still in the game, like I said before, they tightened up the guidelines. So
Yeah. Yeah, they're no
just a
joke. They
shift.
they still want to put money on the street. They still want to get money moving, but we're not in the business of losing money. So we're
Yeah.
just being a little more cautious with how we lend.
Yep.
So what does the right profile look like for one, a real estate investor looking to buy real estate, and to a business owner, or is it the same profiles? But a business owner looking to lend, borrow money for inventory or expansion of their company.
Okay. Well, with a real estate investor, the guidelines are about 12% right now,
Yep.
20% down payment.
Yep.
They went down to a 65 ARV. Um, and some of them are asking to see that if you have reserves, as well as um, if you have alternative income sources that you can verify.
Yep. And so
So
reserves, what are we talking? 3 months, 6 months, a year?
6 months, but some will be flexible if other risk factors are mitigated with higher scores offsetting it. So they'll be willing to look at their matrix and qualify not on all of them like at 100%, but if you got strong scores, but you have less reserves, they'll be willing to approve it and consider it.
Right.
So it's not set in stone their guidelines, but the bar is higher though.
Right.
Yeah,
So you're finding you're looking for, and you can lend in all the different states, or are you just specifically New Jersey? Where can you lend, Dan?
I can lend anywhere in the states
Really?
and also international. Um, you know, whoever is in that market space, I have lenders for international. Now, the other
Very cool.
question you asked me was
Yeah.
about business guidelines, business lending.
Yeah.
That the credit card model, that still is the same, based on credit scores. The lenders that are out there providing business loans, they went to full doc. They used to be stated on certain programs. So same thing, they want to see cash flow, collateral, and their credit profile. So
And do you have tools to help business owners to improve those categories, to improve them and help them move forward?
absolutely. So one of the key components is the credit repair. I have one of the best credit repair programs out there, and getting their repairs done in 2 months' time at the most. And one of the key things that I'm able to do is remove the late without removing the whole trade line. So if the history of the trade line was 3 years or more, you're actually hurting your scores and your ability to get lending just by removing the whole trade line rather than just removing the lates off the trade line.
Very cool. So you actually have
So
some tools in toolbox where you can help a business owner go and figure out their credit issues, go and figure out the different lines that are available to them to pull money from somebody else, OPM, other people's money, and infuse it into the business and increase their profits so they'll have no problem paying that back. Because that's the whole point. You only invest in your business to get a return on investment, right? Why else would you borrow money?
right,
You
of
only
course,
borrow money if in real estate to make more money.
exactly,
And in your business, it's the same thing. You don't borrow money to go on a vacation. You borrow money to buy that asset that's going to make you more money.
right.
So I love that. And have you been involved in the PPP at all? All the loans that are going
Yeah,
through to business
of
owners.
course. I've been involved with the PPP, EDIL, submitted as many applications as possible with all the clients and new clients that I've worked with.
Yep.
It's a mix. Some were successful, some didn't. It all depends.
Right. And what do you think, value-wise? Do you think it's worth going and getting that loan from the government to keep your payroll going, or is it?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And what are the
Anything will
values to
help.
it? Yep. Go
Hmm?
ahead. What do you think are some of the values? Because in the real estate industry, we don't really have employees if we're doing it right. So where, for us to go and apply for it, what we're looking for doesn't make sense. It's cheap money, but at the same time, it could possibly come with quite a bit of legality behind it afterwards. A lot of, checking of the books, which none of us really like to do. So
Right.
what would you say are some of the benefits to working with the PPP right now?
Well, for a business owner, the huge benefit is the forgiveness with the payroll, business expense to keep the doors open, as long as you could show that it's forgivable. You know, the bank, I mean, SBA loan will, you know, forgive pretty much 80% of it. You
Right.
know,
Very cool. And have you worked
yeah,
with SBA loans before? The small business. What does the stand for?
administration.
Administration. Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you done SBA loans before in the
yes,
past?
yeah, I've
Nice.
done them in the past before.
Very
Um,
cool.
yeah.
Dan, what again is the easiest way somebody can get in touch with you if they're looking to get some extra cash in their pocket to go buy some more property, or if they're a business owner, go and pay for that marketing or buy that next asset that's going to improve their business?
Um, anyone could reach out to me via my website, my phone numbers, you know, 800-840-0603 is the phone number. Website is atlasgroupconsulting.com. And, reach out to me and I'll help you with whatever concerns you have. And we can go from there.
Very cool. So you'll help them get their credit right, or you'll connect them with the right people. You'll help them get the financing, that the right product that makes sense for them. Give them a little menu of what's available. In this call, we're not going over rates or
No,
terms or anything like that, because this is a very static situation. This call, whereas rates change daily, change hourly. So we want to make sure that if you're interested in learning more about some of the products that Dan has available, give him a call, shoot him a text, or jump on his website. Is it atlasgroup.com?
yep. atlasgroupconsulting.com.
Atlasgroupconsulting.com.
atlasgroupconsulting.com. Yep.
Very good. And there's a place on there where they can just contact you and
Yep.
send you an email or something. Very good.
Now, just one other thing to add, it's not just credit repair that we do. We do business strategies. We look at your business, see what the books look like. This way, we can maintain that your business is profitable in the next coming months in the new environment, and plan for what you want to do with your business and how to grow and prosper.
Absolutely. I love that. So
Yeah.
Dan, you've been around investing for a long time, been around business owners for a long time. You've been the money guy for as long as I've known you.
Yeah.
If you go back to younger Dan, or earlier business owners, earlier investors, if you go back, 5, 10, 20 years, what is the three pieces of advice you would give a young entrepreneur looking to get into real estate right now, based on the experiences and life you've seen? What would you say?
That's a great question. I would go back and say, um, do not do analysis paralysis. Learn and do it as you're doing it. Know that there's trusted lenders and contractors and everyone in your circle that is looking to work with you. Of course, we're all going to profit together. So their interest in working with you is vested as well. So learn from their experience, do the deals together, and just make the money. I wish I had me back then. No
Yeah.
one had this kind of financing. Nobody had this kind of resources. Even back then, it was available, but it wasn't really put out there.
Yep. I love that. So
Yeah,
don't deal with analysis paralysis. Understand the money is there, and go and build relationships with everybody in the trade, whether it's the lenders, the attorneys, the contractors. Just go and build good quality relationships that you got to like these people, because you're going to be paying them. So you
yeah.
got to like paying the people you're hanging out with. Dan, I absolutely enjoy hanging out with you, my friend. Thank you so much for your time. And when you have a choice, always work with the best. Later,
You
brother.
got it, man. Later.